Hello Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising. This is your love life reading for the first half of December. Now I know I said last time that I'd go back to the original spread that I had been using in the first videos, but I had such great feedback on this spread that I decided to use it again. So what do we have coming up for Cancer this time? Well, the overriding energy is the Ace of Swords. Now aces, as you've probably heard us readers say again and again, aces are all about new beginnings. Swords are all about thoughts and all that kind of higher thinking and what goes on in our heads. So the Ace of Swords here is telling me that the overriding energy of your reading this time is all about a new way of thinking. Now that's a really strange thing to say to a Cancer, because Cancerians are water signs and you guys are all about the emotions and feelings. But this is not a new way of feeling. It's not a new way of doing anything like that. Not a new way of loving. It's a new way of how you think about your love life. So when I saw this and I was thinking, what would make Cancer change how they're thinking about their love lives? And I think the answer to that lies in the Three of Wands, which is what is at the heart of your reading. The Three of Wands speaks about having made a start somewhere in your love life. Now, this may be if you're in a relationship or if you're single, but it may be that if you're in a relationship, you've been making some moves towards improving your relationship with your partner. If you're single, you may have, completed a dating profile or thought about how you're going to start dating. Maybe put together like a manifestation list of the kinds of qualities you want in a partner. But it's that kind of start. You may have even started communicating with someone, because wands can be about communications. So again, if you're in a relationship, you may have been discussing things with your partner. If you're single, like I said, the manifestation list, that's a form of communication. You're communicating with a future partner. Others of you may now be involved with someone overseas. I say overseas because the man in the Three of Wands, he is looking out over the sea. So sometimes this can be messages from abroad, from overseas. And I say overseas, it may be from the other end of your country, depending on how big your country is. But someone like a long distance relationship, that's what this would indicate. And I get the sense now that you're kind of waiting for the next move. You're kind of waiting for some message back or some sign back to show that it's like a reward for the work that's been done so far. And I don't think reward is the right word. It's more something that will allow you to take the next step. But it's usually not a surprise. Whatever it is, you're actually waiting for it. It's expected. The messages back or the information that you're waiting for, it's always expected with this. Because as we can see in this card, the man, he's waiting on the shore ready to greet his ships. And he's waiting to see what those ships are going to bring back for him, what will be in their cargo. And I think whatever start you've made in your love life, whatever moves or changes, wands are about creativity. So you've obviously been trying to create something within your love life. Whatever it is that you've been doing, that's caused you to have this kind of change of, I don't want to say change of heart, because it's not a change of heart. It's a change of mind. It's a change of how you think about your love life. So there is a lot of energy and there is this kind of, now I have been asked before, why is it that we have past energies or present energies in readings? Because obviously the person that's being read for, they know what happened in their past. They know what's happening in their present right now. Why don't we just get straight to the future? Well, there are two reasons for this. Firstly, the past lets us know why we are where we are. Like what energy from the past has caused us to be where we are right now. And not just that, it can be the contrast of that. Like looking at what happened in the past makes us see more clearly what's happening right now too. And then whatever's happening right now, that will show us why we're heading towards the future that the cards are showing. Because there isn't just one future. There are multiple futures available to all of us. And each one changes with every decision, every choice that we make. So that's why I always say, I always tell my clients in their readings that if you don't like the future that's coming up for you in your reading, it's not inevitable. It's not inevitably going to happen. You can take steps to make sure that doesn't happen, or to change it, or to at the very least prepare yourself for it, so the impact of it is less. The reason I explain all this is in the past we have the Three of Cups, which is another three, but it's a very different energy from the Three of Wands, because in the Three of Wands we have someone waiting by themselves for the ships to come back, for the messages to come back, or for whatever news or information to come back to them. Three of Cups is the opposite of that. It's usually more of a friendship card than it is a love card, but it is to do with positive emotions. It's to do with spending time with friends, realizing that you have a support network, it's about supporting your friends and receiving support from your friends, giving love and receiving love, but from your friends. Now, it may be that you've been through a time where you've needed friends in your life. You may have gone through a breakup and you needed those friends there to help support you during a difficult time. For some of you, it may also be that whoever you're with now, so if you're in a relationship, that person was a friend first and then they became a lover. Even for those of you that were single, it may be that you've been trying to date or, just spend more time with friends on a more kind of friends basis rather than a more romantic or love basis. But the energy shifts again in the present because we have the Hermit. The Hermit can sometimes show solitude. It can show someone that, some people see it as being lonely, and yeah, we can feel lonely when the Hermit energy's there. But I think the presence of the friends in the past shows that you still have recourse, still have that support network if you need it. But for whatever reason, you've pulled away from that as well. It's like you need to, at this time, spend some time by yourself. You're trying to figure out what it is that you want. You're trying to think clearly about your love life. Maybe you've had enough of spending time with your friends, or even if you're in a relationship, maybe you're pulling away from your partner now and trying to figure out what it is that you want on your own. The Hermit can be a very spiritual card because, the old man in the card, he kind of goes off by himself to look for answers. And I always think that the answer that he ultimately finds is that the power to change whatever he needs, the power to have whatever he wants, or to draw in whatever he wants, it lies within him. And that's the spiritual nature of the card. So I feel a lot of Cancerians, probably by your own choice, because I think at the very least, even if you're single and you don't have a love in your life at the moment, I think you would have friends that you could spend time with, or a group, or other activities that you could do, but it's kind of like you don't want to. You're spending this time thinking, and that's, the Hermit is right beneath the Ace of Swords. And that's probably where this change in your thinking is coming from, because you're reflecting a lot on what's been happening. You're thinking about the experiences that you've had within your love life. And I feel a lot of you are also determining your own worth, that you are worth something. And it's no surprise to me that the You Deserve Love card comes up later on, but we'll get to that in a moment. Whatever is learned on this journey with the Hermit, whatever is learned during this time on your own, and it is a temporary break from people, it's not something that you're going to do forever, that is built upon with the energy of the Page of Pentacles. Now, the Page of Pentacles can talk about looking at the details. It's about refining the details of what it is that you want. I get the sense from this reading that even though there seems to be this time of waiting, this time of being by yourself, that Cancer, you aren't wasting that time. You're not just sitting around feeling sorry for yourself. I'm not getting the sense of like, and I don't mean to diminish anyone's feelings if you are feeling heartbroken or not doing too well, but I'm not getting any heartbreak cards coming up here, or like feeling depressed or down. And it's like you're making the best of the situation that you're in, and you're using it to change who you are. Some of you may even be having like a spiritual awakening of some sort. So the Page of Pentacles tells me that, yeah, you're going to be looking at the details. You're going to be refining your love life, preparing for whatever the information the Three of Wands brings. It's a very grounded energy, and it's a very beautiful energy. Also, the Page of Pentacles can be an offer. So maybe that's the offer that you're waiting for from the Three of Wands. That you're waiting for someone to offer you something. If you're single, this could be a relationship. It could be an offer to date. Maybe you've asked someone for even a date or out for a coffee, and you're waiting for the answer to that. That wouldn't be from overseas, because that would be a bit difficult to have that coffee, but you get what I mean. The Page of Pentacles can be an offer of some kind. But the beauty of the Pentacles energy within a love life reading is that it's a very solid energy. It's a energy of stability. Cancerians, whatever you've been doing before, and maybe the Three of Cups is showing like fun in the past, that you've had fun in your love life, but that's what the change is, that you don't no longer want fun. You want something more stable. You want something more solid. And the Page of Pentacles would show that. It would be a very kind of budding beginning to a relationship like that, but it would be a beginning nevertheless. Now, this would apply even if you're already in a relationship. Maybe you've had a lot of fun in your relationship, but now you want it to progress to something more solid, more stable, more supportive. And that's the great thing about pentacles in love life readings, that they can often indicate relationships that stand the test of time, that will last, because they have that groundedness, they have that very practical nature to them. And that's not to say they're boring. I know some people think, oh my God, my love life must be so boring, I've got pentacles in it. But it's not. Pentacles are all about, yes, they're all about practical things like money and investments, savings, houses, property, all of those things, jobs. But then it's also, those are the things that if you're going to be in a relationship together, at some point you're going to want to live in a house together. At some point you may want to start a family together. These are all things governed by pentacles, all very practical, solid things within our life. I do feel though that come the middle of the month, which is when this reading kind of ends, you have the Seven of Pentacles, which tells me that you're still going to be waiting. Seven of Pentacles is about waiting. But like I said, that this 2-week period, it's not wasted. There is a lot of change happening. It may be internal change, but there is change happening. And there is that offer. So that may be coming in before the Seven of Pentacles. And that's what you're having to wait for, having to decide whether you're going to accept that offer or whether your offer that you're making is going to be accepted. The great thing to remember about the Seven of Pentacles is that it talks about a reward. It talks about a reward for your efforts. So you are obviously putting in the effort. So that is a great sign. And you are progressing forward in your love life. And I feel like the oracle cards that came up for you during this reading, they're there to kind of keep your head in the game, as it were. Because from the Romance Angels Oracle deck, you have you deserve love. You are lovable. So no matter how long you have to wait, and I don't think it's going to be that long, not with the Page of Pentacles coming up there, and the Ace of Swords, those are new beginnings. You may be waiting come the middle of the month, but I think you will see some progress. You're going to, because you leave the Hermit energy. If the Hermit energy had come up in the future, then maybe I would have said you have to wait a little longer. But the Hermit energy is in the present, and we have the Page of Pentacles in the future. So you do deserve love. So while you're waiting, don't feel like you're having to wait because you're not lovable, or if you're waiting for a message back, it's because that other person doesn't love you. And this may be even people that are in relationships. Maybe you've proposed something to your partner. Maybe your partner's proposed something to you and you guys are trying to figure something out. And with the Page of Pentacles there, it might be about moving in together. It may be about getting a bigger house. It may be about starting a family. But know that the slow and steady progress that you're making, it doesn't make you, it's not because you're not lovable. That's not the reason it's slow. It's because you're building something solid. And to build something solid, you need a solid foundation. And that's kind of what you're doing at the moment. The 2-3 say that, and the Page of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles. And then the card that I got from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for you is number 26, Happy, Happy. And I think Taurus got this. Was it Taurus? Yeah, I think it was Taurus that got this card as well. So some of you may be involved with the Taurus, especially with all the pentacles that are in this reading. But I will read you the essential meaning from the book and the relationship message. The essential meanings. Joy and contentment, a sense of fulfillment, a feeling that all is well. The relationship message. There are moments in a relationship when you just feel good about whom you're with and you know that your heart is wide open. To befriend, to love and to care for another, without wanting anything in return. This is the kind of happy that you just want to share. The appearance of this card in the reading tells you that joy and contentment are here now, not somewhere else or off in the future. The grass is greenest right where you stand. Be grateful and delight in your relationship. And if you're seeking one, be happy now. Happiness attracts more of itself, like bees to honey. I think I mentioned it at the beginning of your reading as well. There is that kind of feeling of manifestation. And it's strange that I picked that up because you don't have the usual manifestation cards coming up. You don't have the Magician. You don't have the 9 of Cups, for example. But there is something about this that it seems like a plan, especially with the Ace of Swords there. It's like you have this plan and you're moving steadily along. I commend you, Cancer. I mean, it's not easy to feel happy, especially when you're in those early stages, when you're trying to grow something or when you're trying to fix a relationship. It can be very difficult to try to maintain that sense of equilibrium and just happiness, or just to try to stay present in the moment and to draw in what you want, or to keep your eye on the prize, as it were, and to know where you're headed. But you seem to be doing that, and no wonder you deserve love, because you do deserve love. Well, Cancer, that was your reading for the first half of December. I hope it resonated with you, and if it did, please leave me a message in the comment section. If it didn't, I do apologise, and I hope I can pick up a message for you next time. I'll be back in the middle of the month. I'll see you then. Goodbye for now.